I see the economic and social and cultural diversity as the path to peace through progress. The alternative is isolationism, protectionism, and that's what usually leads to war and ultimately famine. But it's even more finely tuned than that. We've seen some terrible tragedies in the world. We were in Yugoslavia. I was in Yugoslavia in the 70s as U.S. ambassador, and I fell in love with Belgrade. And I thought that Yugoslavia was the most ethnically diverse and interesting country in Europe because of its diversity. But then the Berlin Wall fell down, communism fell, the Yugoslav economy went into a 10-year decline. And with 10 years of recession and an economic depression, we developed the demagogues that turned people who were working together into enemies of each other. And we saw one of the worst bloodsheds of our time as Bosnia and Serbia split up what was potentially a beautiful country. And so it scares me when countries start getting insecure economically and splitting up. We saw it in Rwanda, where people who were some tall and some short, they're all black, they're all of them were Catholics. And still 1 million people were killed in 90 days because of a widening class alienation that had been ignored for over 100 years. And when population growth and economic decline came together, instead of coming together to solve the problems, they turned on each other. And so the challenge for us, and I remind myself of this all the time, that we can continue working together and celebrating differences and understanding diversity as a blessing. And that's the only logical, intelligent choice that we have. If we begin to make these paranoid, insecure, fearful choices, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And I face the fact that 10 years of recession and this beautiful experiment in diversity could implode without the kind of leadership, without the kind of sensitivity, without the kind of understanding. And we have a very fragile socioeconomic environment. And we put it to real strains, as I guess I've been guilty of doing recently in the recent election. But ultimately, we've got to know that we are one people. We are God's people by whatever process, theology, or name we understand that. None of us created ourselves. Deepak Chopra says that we think of ourselves as human beings having a spiritual, occasional spiritual experience, when in truth, we're probably more accurate spiritual beings who are here having an occasional and very temporary human experience. Seeing that experience as part of the divine, celebrating the diversity with which God has blessed us, is our only hope.